Welcome, my beautiful friends from around the world. I'm Carolee, and here I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges and greatest joys. Welcome. Okay, so today's message, the energy, I'm going to be honest, is very heavy today. There's this energy of being very stagnant. And I pulled up a few cards just to get into the energy of this reading to sort of channel your energy before I got started. There's this pause, this not knowing where to go after a situation has ended, a very painful situation that caused a lot of stress and anxiety and fears and feelings of unworthiness. But we all say unworthiness, right? Because it's an umbrella term that I can use to sort of describe the feeling of the marks that trauma leaves us with. Feeling like we're broken inside because we've been through something really painful, not always connecting the dots between something that happened to me impacted me in this way, and now I feel like this. It's not actually you, it's the effects of the situation, of the experience that you went through. But we take it, we internalize it so much, we feel broken, we feel like we deserve it in some way, this really painful situation, like it's our fault somehow, and maybe we made choices that got us into these situations that aren't for our highest good, but we make those choices from a place of from being wounded, from being in pain, from seeking love and validation and connection in all the wrong places. And those places that we seek love and connection are usually when we're operating from this wounded state of being within our wounded subconscious or unconscious. We're looking for people who external validation of our internal beliefs, and those internal beliefs are embedded into us from when we are children, or before that, or even usually at times when our brain is developing rapidly, right? So when you're a child developing, but also when you're a teenager, it can have significant impacts on you, but also at any time in your life, depending on the experience, right? And how long prolonged the experience was, and all kinds of different scenarios. But that's a whole other ball of wax. It's a whole other ball game. I get this energy. I'm gonna flip that over because we had I shuffled again. Oh, and then I shuffled again, and then we have the Fool. So you're at this crossroads. Not a crossroads. You're at the precipice of a new beginning after a very tumultuous time in your life, where you were stuck, or I'm hearing held captive for some of you now. Again, I do tend to channel these really dark situations, but take what resonates and apply it to your situation, okay? You could have been literally held captive, or you were detained for a long period of time, maybe spent time in prison, jail, the legal system. I'm getting a knot in my throat, like a lot of you don't want to talk about it or admit to it or talk about your experiences there. Or you don't want people to know, or it's hard for you to hear me talk about this situation, and that's okay. I don't want you to feel judged. I just want you to feel like I want you to feel seen when you're here with me in the work that I'm doing. 2:22 on the clock. I want you to feel understood. And if you don't completely feel understood and I'm missing something when I explain these things, I would love for you to comment below or send me an email or something just to sort of explain a little bit about those feelings. I'm channeling what God is giving me to channel for you and feeling it as an empath in my body and sort of expressing it in that way. But I would love to hear your perspective as well at any time. So we have the Hanged Man. You were in something or you left a situation that left you hanging, or you were on pause, or like I said, for some of you, you were detained, or you were held captive, or you were held back, or you weren't allowed to move forward. 4:44 on the timer. I'm hearing also it could have been a lot worse, like the situation could have been a lot worse, and that's not an excuse to say that your pain is invalid. It's just to say, like, I think that you feel like it could have been a lot worse, and you're grateful for being at the place that you're at now, this place of freedom, but at the same time you're at this place of freedom but don't know where to go from here. I'll show you these other cards as we go down the story, as we go down the rabbit hole of what's going on here. I wrote down a bunch of notes before I started. I pulled some oracle cards, and then I wrote some notes down, and then I pulled some tarot cards, and then we'll see if we get into other cards after. The first thing I tapped into was this overwhelmingly exhausted. Like you feel overwhelmingly overwhelmed and exhausted, like to the bone exhausted, and deep in your cells exhausted. They kept showing me in the beginning of this somebody sitting on a bed of some kind, a cot, a bed, hugging a pillow to your chest. And this is a way to release some of the somatic energy, some of the stuck energy in your body, is to like hold a pillow or a doll or a stuffed animal or something to your chest and press your lower back or your back up against a chair, your lower back, especially because we carry a lot of tension in our pelvic floor and in our lower backs, and in our chest, right around our heart center and through our shoulders. But I saw someone like kind of rocking back and forth with their knees to their chest, holding a pillow, and just like really sad, really worried, really upset. And they wanted me to tell you about the release of that somatic energy and feeling very alone. And even like my eyes are blurry. It's like being so tired that you can't even see straight. Like your eyes feel more blurry, like they're really tired. Like, and it's not that, you know, your eye strength has gotten worse. It's just that you're so exhausted that your eyes can't focus on anything. And like your body's so agitated and dysregulated, your nervous system is like dysregulated, and your mind is having a really hard time focusing on anything. And there's this feeling, this overwhelming feeling of being really angry, really upset, really stressed out, and not knowing, kind of I'm hearing like wanting to put blame onto somebody else or to something, right? You're blaming yourself. You're internalizing all of this pain and feeling a lot of shame and guilt and fear, and I'm hearing avoidance. But at the same time, you want to lash out. You feel this need to lash out at the world or at somebody, at something, kind of pointing your finger at other people. If this didn't happen, then that wouldn't have happened, and if that didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. Not that I'm saying you should, accept blame for anything. It's just that you're trying to place this madness. I'm hearing like what happened, and you're trying to figure it out, right? Your brain, and that's what our brains do. Our brains don't like confusion, right? Our brains want things to be in nice little packages so we can completely understand them. We're always trying to analyze things, analyze situations in order to keep ourselves safe. So it's like your brain is sort of processing and trying to encode the situation in a way that it can understand, and a way that it can understand what it's going through. And when our brains are trying to process trauma and our bodies are trying to process trauma without the help of somebody else or a community, and not really knowing how, right? And there's nobody around to help you process what's going on or what has happened, or you don't want to talk about it. Your body mind does the best that it can with the information that it has, and its goal is to avoid that in the future. And so if it points blame at somebody else and tries to tell itself a story that makes sense, and it, maybe this is just an example, but it internalizes this idea that like, I am the problem, I'm a bad person, I don't deserve love, I don't deserve connection, I don't deserve money, I don't deserve wealth, I don't deserve freedom, I don't, all that kind of stuff. Because that happened, it's my fault. That's what we typically do. That's what trauma survivors do, especially if this is a repeating pattern throughout your life. And so it's like, I'm the problem, I'm the root of everything, and I don't deserve X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to keep myself isolated and separated from other people forever. You're at this crossroads internally, emotionally, of like healing versus becoming really angry and jagged, I just feel this, like, yeah, my throat chakra, and just wanting to cry, but really holding it in. This is like a boys don't cry kind of energy, you know, where boys were told that you're not allowed to have emotions, you're not allowed to express yourself, you're not allowed to be afraid, you're not allowed to feel sad, you know, just bottle it up inside. This could be, if I'm tapping into, let's say, your inner child, this could be a representation of your inner child, what I'm seeing, this like child sitting on a bed hugging a pillow or hugging a stuffy and just like internalizing all of this pain and shame. And this is the development of where this all started, was from this memory almost of childhood, of something going on around you where you had no control over, and it kind of led to this snowball effect of living life in this state of detachment from your true and authentic self, which is this very loving, nurturing, spiritual, connected being that's full of love and light. So it's almost like, where did this all begin, right? And that's a really big, broad picture to take here. I'm going to go through some other things. 11:11 on the timer, but there's like this resisting of change, but this feeling like you're about to explode. Like, even tapping into this energy right now, I'm feeling exhausted. Like, I'm almost looking at this thinking, oh my God, how do I even go on with this story? What can I say to you to get into your heart, to get to your soul, right? To tear down those walls that you're putting up right now, or that you've put up. Like, how do I get in there? And I'm even having a hard time. Like, I'm feeling like my heart center just kind of blockade building up as I'm talking. So if you're watching this, and you might be feeling like, I don't want to watch this, like it's too hard, I can't watch this right now. And then this message of like God saying to you, or wanting to really say to you, I wrote down God saying change is a good thing. Right? But your inner manager, your inner firefighter is saying, well, but predictability feels safe. And then God saying, you're a stubborn mule, right? Because God has been trying to lead you in a specific direction for a while. God has been really trying to show you the way, to show you the light, to show you the love. God has been like, and there's some signs here I'll tell you, but there's been signs that I think you've seen that have kind of this flashbulb moment where you're like, oh my God, that's it, I gotta go that way, that's it, I need to contact that person, that's it, that's me, like I need salvation, I need hope, I need love, I need this, I need that. And you're like, and your soul and your inner being is calling you to take this path and to leave this other situation behind, or whatever, right? But you like ignored the signs, or you're still saying to yourself, no, I don't deserve it, no, that person doesn't love me, no, I can't reach out, because they're going to reject me because of everything that happened, or they're not going to understand what I just went through, or no, I'm never going to be successful because I've never been successful before, because I don't have a degree, or I don't have this education, or I don't have this credential, or I don't have these connections, or there's something, right? And it's all this internal belief systems that's like lying to you. And God is constantly pointing you in this other direction, saying, no, you are worthy, I love you so much, take this road, turn here, turn here. And you keep missing the exit, like going down this road, keep missing the exit, missing the signs, or seeing the signs but ignoring them because you're like, no, and you're still like in this focused direction that you're being guided on, but it's not of God, it's not of light, it's not of love, it's not your higher self guiding you, it's all the other people in your life, or the conditioning from your childhood that you've experienced. I've been telling you that you're only good for one thing, you're only good for this, and everything that you've done in the past is who you are, right? Maybe you made a lot of bad choices along the road, or you perceive them as these bad choices because at the time they felt like they were your only option, or that's all you were good for. But I want I want you to feel the heaviness that's in your body right now. Sit in the heaviness. That is not your soul. That is not your higher self. This weighted blanket that's on you, this mist, this confusion, this I'm just seeing somebody like carrying a bunch of rocks, like even going on with this message, I feel the heaviness, and it's like, oh my God, what can I even say right now? Because I feel like you just need a place to fall apart, a person to fall apart with, like literally fall apart and just cry and let it all out. Because I don't know what you went through is, oh my goodness. Like when I was writing this down, I was thinking about trauma and how it impacts the body versus the soul. And our body, in this human body, our body can take control of us. Trauma that we've experienced detaches us from ourselves, from our soul. And we just get trapped in our body, and our body controls our minds. We're on repeat, just like living in our survival mode. Every single day we wake up and try to figure out solutions, try to live in this productivity, being productive every single day, being like go, 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 doing based on what other people are telling us to do, what they expect of us, but never thinking and moving and living and expressing from our true and authentic selves, because we don't know that person, because that person wasn't validated, that wasn't loved or cared for or seen. And so it kind of went away into hiding. It's not gone, it's just in hiding. So what your body needs is stability, it needs safety, it needs, to protect itself. Your brain is always looking to simplify, right? To make things easier to survive. The whole point is survival, right? Your body. Survival of the fittest, like the whole point. You developed all these coping mechanisms in order to survive a lot of pain in childhood or in your life. That's what they are. They're a way to help you live in this world that's full of pain. That's all you know, or that's all you've known for the most part. But the soul's needs are different. It's just love. It needs light. It needs joy. It needs celebration. But love is at the core of all of that. But it can seem sometimes like our body and our souls are at odds, fighting with each other, and the body typically wins in this human world, because we want to survive until we don't, right? That's a different story. But so it looks like on the surface that they're in direct conflict. But at the same time, the worse you feel in the body, the more your soul is going to call to you to do something different, to listen to it. I'm over here, take this exit. Take this exit towards salvation. Take this exit towards freedom. Take this exit towards love. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And God, source energy, never tires of giving you another exit, another opportunity if you choose to take it. It's not always an easy path. It's easier to live in our trauma bodies. It's easier to continue along with what we've been taught, how we've been conditioned, what society tells us is right. That's the easiest thing to do. We don't have to think, we don't have to do, we don't have to change. We don't need a lot of energy for that. It requires a great deal of energy to change, to move in a new direction, to follow our, at least initially, until you get into the flow, and then it becomes easier. But initially, reprogramming, reconditioning yourself from that conditioning, from a lifetime of painful experiences, requires a great deal of energy in order to overcome that conditioning, to choose something different. You have to override, create new neural pathways, which requires energy, literally energy in your body that you need resources for, and not financial resources, mental resources, emotional resources, spiritual resources, in order to keep choosing faith in yourself, faith in God, whatever you choose to have faith in. Having faith in yourself is having faith in God, whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. Have faith in yourself. But it's hard to have faith in yourself or in God when your first connection to God, which was your caregivers when you were a child, parents, caregivers, whatever, when they didn't have faith in you. And if they didn't have faith in you, then your first experience with a godlike figure, your parents, was that they don't have faith in you, so why should you have faith in yourself? I've met people like this before, their families talk about all like, we protect our families, we stand for our families, and yet their families don't see them. They don't see them. And it's like, looking at these people, like, are you serious? You're all about family, let's protect family, but you don't even see the person in front of you. You have no idea who they are. Like, no idea. It's so... but I can see it. I can see that, how that person became who they are, right? And it's not that their families or your family was ill-intentioned, right? It wasn't like they planned on being like that. That's how they grew up. They don't know how to connect, attune to a child, to see them for who they really are, and to embrace them, and to encourage them to be that, whatever it is. Their self, their true and authentic self, to connect with who they truly are, to connect with their bodies, to learn to listen to their inner voice. Very few people, especially, in the last couple hundred years, we've disconnected from that ability, our ability to connect with our inner selves. And we have passed that down from generation to generation to generation until somebody breaks the chain. And I think that that's a big part of what your mission here in this life is breaking those generational curses, right? But it requires a lot of energy and faith in yourself, and a dark night. And I think that you've gone through a dark night of the soul. Maybe you've experienced some sort of karma, some sort of negative karma recently for past decisions that impacted other people, right? Or something. Or the effects of some sort of... I don't know, we're going to get into that in a sec. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes here. Yeah, you're at this point of like not knowing who to trust, feeling really alone and isolated. I wrote down Jack Kerouac. I don't know if you've ever read any of his books. I love them. On the Road, so good. He's one of the beatnik or beat poets? One of the original hippies. But they're just showing me On the Road, where he just kind of travels by train, just traveling very lightly with this backpack on his back, and meeting all these different people, and just being a student of life, right? Not really knowing where he was going, not really caring where he's been, but just collecting all of those experiences and then writing about them. It's no different really than, I guess, Hunter S. Thompson. Well, different, but I don't know why I'm hearing John Steinbeck, but I guess maybe. That's I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, but so I was talking about Jack Kerouac, and I was thinking about Jack Kerouac and this book On the Road, and his travels and what he was writing about, and just like his the introspection that he gained from those travels alone, the self-introspection, and like learning about other people, and just really connecting and understanding, like trying to get to the bottom of what the meaning of life, right? What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? What am I meant to do? What the wisdom? What am I supposed to tell people around the world? I know I'm meant to do something, or what the collection of experiences that I've had up until now, no matter how painful, how can I use this to help others, to help myself, and how can I integrate these experiences to learn about myself, and then help other people learn about themselves and get through these types of trials and tribulations. That's a higher level, a big picture perspective of kind of the end of your life, right? But right now, I don't think that you're in that space. So I was like, okay, we can't go too much into Jack Kerouac, but let's go into, and then they were showing me Shawshank Redemption. And these two friends, people, one wrongfully imprisoned, meeting, I can't remember the one guy's real name in real life, but Morgan Freeman, when Morgan Freeman gets out of jail or out of prison after being in for a really long time, he was staying at a halfway house, and there was that person who had stayed there before, or one of the people who stayed there before, had hung himself and wrote, like, this person was here, like I was here, I existed, you know, because it's so painful and lonely to feel like nobody sees us, like we don't matter in the world. Life doesn't have a purpose when we feel as though we don't matter. Everybody matters. Every single one of us matters. But when we've experienced certain things and felt really alone, especially from childhood, and felt like nobody saw us or nobody understood us, it's really hard to go out into the world and believe that you matter, to create that belief out of thin air. It's difficult. So they were showing me the scene of like Morgan Freeman kind of getting out of jail and not really knowing what to do with himself. You know, he got a job and he was bagging groceries and moving really slowly, and people were treating him with respect, and he was just a criminal to other people. Okay. Yeah. Don't know where to go. That's the energy of getting out of, that's what I was picking up on. So I saw that, and then it was like getting out of jail or getting out of something, a bad situation, and not knowing who to trust or where to go, and being really alone in this moment of like, now what? After I just went through all that, like, where am I supposed to go now? And that's a really hard place to be. They were showing me like God's showing signs. There's like this stars. God was showing me there's going to be some signs that are really going to help to direct you in the very near future. And I know that you might not believe this, but just listen and see. There's stars, coffee, a roller coaster, or like rollerblading, skateboarding or skate park I was seeing. Just a few little things, and I was like, are you really? I saw luggage too. I don't know if you're at the airport or you're going to an airport or that you'll be at an airport or something, but I was seeing luggage rolling around an airport. And then because they were showing me billboard signs, like there's going to be like a billboard sign that you're finally going to see, maybe after watching this video where I'm like, God's showing you these signs, pay attention and actually follow the signs this time. But they were showing me like a big billboard sign that's going to be like like a literal sign with words on it that say something, right? And it's going to spark this thing inside of you. So look for the signs, ask for a sign. You know, you can also ask God for a sign that's specific to you. But then I was seeing like you're in a big city though, like billboards in a really big city. I was seeing LA, New York, and Tokyo, like a big hub. So I don't know if you're there or if you're traveling there somehow. It could be on a show, right? Let's say you're watching Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and there's like a sign. I don't remember if there are any signs, but you know what I mean? Like a big sign might actually pop up like that. I think you might want that kind of a literal sign from God. Like, show me a literal sign. Today I was asking God for a sign. I went for a walk. I needed to go for a walk to clear my head, and there's a bit of snow on the ground this morning, so it was pretty. We haven't had any snow really, so it was just a little bit, a dusting of snow. So I went for a walk, and then as I grabbed a coffee, and as I was walking home, I saw and I haven't done that in so long, like went and just sat at a coffee place for a few minutes, not a long time, I just sat and just sort of like integrated some things and thought about some things and enjoyed myself for a moment. And then I saw this crow, like looked like more like a raven. It was huge, flew down right in front of me and got something, like found something, they're scavenger birds, and I think it was like looked like a worm or something, I don't know. And it was eating, but right in front of me. It was so close, no fear, just came down. And I love birds, like ravens are my spirit animals, are one of them. I just love them. Hawks too. And it just to come by and say hello. I mean, that was one of my signs I was asking for, so I got the sign. And also the number 999 was on a license plate as I was leaving, just after I asked for a sign, was leaving the coffee place, and there was a car there with the 999, which is like endings, new beginnings, end of a cycle type thing, which is also similar to what a crow or a raven might mean. They're messengers from the spirit world, which, you know, I work with the spirit world, so it's kind of like a messenger for me. Like things are really rapidly changing, developing and growing in my life, which is pretty neat. And other things, but but anyway, you can ask for a sign. And if you already ask for signs, then you kind of know what to look for. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Asking and actually receiving the signs that God, Source, your angels send you. So the other card, so I told you about the Hanged Man, and then so I was pulling these cards out, and the first card that came out was the Devil. This card with the snake here. The Four of Coins, Four of Pentacles. It's interesting, actually. This particular card has this turkey vulture wrapping its wings with flowers around this figure, and she's holding on to her pentacles, her knees, kind of like I was seeing you, knees folded in, hugging knees to her chest, and just like looking really nervous and afraid, holding back. The turkey vulture in the Buddhist faith is like the angel of death, sort of. Before my granddad died, or the day my granddad died, I saw a turkey vulture, and I knew that he was going to die that day. Because it was such an odd place to see it. It was like up on a light post around here. I was like, oh, that's such a weird place to see a turkey vulture. They're also scavenger birds, feeding on dead carcasses. But in the Buddhist faith, is that they feed the ashes or the bodies to the turkey vultures, and the especially the black turkey vultures that help carry their souls. I think it's the black help carry their souls to the spirit worlds, to the afterworlds, or to reincarnate or whatever. I'm not sure how it works. 3222 on the timer. So you're in this transition. It's almost like you have a little bit. It's like she has, in this card, she has a little bit of money saved up, right? She has a little bit of resources. What do I do with the little bit of resources that I have? And then, I don't know if you see in the background here, there's a hummingbird, which looks like a hummingbird. It says that long beak. So it's like a message is coming in, or something is coming in. There is freedom, but it seems so far away. Or your soul wants to be free. But in the meantime, you have to kind of hunker down and protect yourself and sort of like move through these emotions, this phase that you're going through right now, before moving forward. 33 on the timer. And then Judgment in reverse came out. I'm just getting this feeling of like, if you look at these cards, there's the snake in the center, and then her sort of like here, hunkered down, kind of waiting, holding on to the resources that she has. And then there's this Judgment, and you're like waiting with the Hanged Man. Okay, so then I'll just get through this. I'll pull some more tarot cards to get more messages. So the first one that came out was Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. This person is like going on this adventure, and these people kind of connecting, pointing out like things to see in the neighborhood, right? Pointing this figure is pointing these people maybe in the right direction, or just, you know, you're overhearing conversations. This is also very similar to like that Jack Kerouac energy of like going on this adventure, packing really lightly, overhearing people's conversations and following the signs. You might overhear a conversation, and that might be a sign for you. It might spark something in you, right? You're discovering truth, talking to people. Maybe you've learned some sort of truth recently that set you on a new path, or some sort of truth came out. Then we had joy and delight. Open your heart to joy, setting yourself free. I think your angels, I think this, because this looks like an angel or a fairy, right? Guiding light. It's almost like a fairy godmother has sort of set you free almost, or set you on the right path. Your spirit guides are definitely with you. And then at the bottom of the deck was answering the call. The time is now. And again, this figure is leaving this castle or compound. The door is open and she's able to leave. And all this, the natural world is out here, this deer over here, which is a symbol of nurturing, love, self-awareness, protection almost. The trees look very ominous though, right? Here, there's no leaves on them. She's still leaving into this unknown, going somewhere into the unknown, but following her soul with the deer, following her instincts, following her intuition. I'm saying her because it's a female energy figure, person on the card, but take it as it resonates. And then I just got one more message. Just give me one more message for the collective here. And then we got travel lightly, simplify your life. And again, it's the same card as this. It almost looks like the same figure, right? But here he put his pack down and left it. What can you let go of? And actually, if you look here, this person is like clinging to these resources, waiting, holding on, afraid of maybe losing her resources. But there's this bird here that's like, set yourself free, right? Lighten your load, put down what you can't carry anymore, what's too heavy, and set yourself free. You're clinging to something. And it could be with the devil here, you know, the devil can be a lot of different things, compulsions, addictions, to me, it's like things of the 3D nature, you know, clinging to an idea, a concept of who you need to be, or what you need to possess, or what you need to gain in order to reach something, or to do something, or to achieve something, or to get love, or to build a business, or to go on a vacation, or whatever. I mean, yes, we need tangible things, items, we need money to be able to do some of those things, but not always. Sometimes we can cling to the other things that are really toxic, and it actually holds us back. It doesn't allow us to move forward, even though we think that we need them in order to move forward, and yet nothing moves forward. And it's actually those things, those very toxic, I'm hearing dangerous things that you're holding on to that are keeping you stuck. I'm just seeing something unraveling, like this yarn of this ball of thread just like unraveling. Something's unraveling, and you're like trying to like pull it in, you know, like let me just I can't, like I need to, oh my God, everything's falling apart. But it needs to fall apart in order for something to come into its place, something that you've prayed for, something that your heart wants, something that your soul wants. What's the devil? You might be interested in reading Jack Kerouac's On the Road. Or is it On the Road? Oh my God, it's been so long since I read that book. I loved it though. just spoke to my soul, you know. I was like, I was born in the wrong era. I would love to just, I've said it before, like I'll get a VW wagon, one of those old, you know, things, just go travel, drive around the country for a year, just let it all go, you know. Okay, what's the devil? Oh my god, I was just talking about an adventure. We have the moon and the Page of Pentacles. And the Knight of Cups here with trust. And I was saying adventure, Page of Pentacles, adventure. And then the moon, or past lives, is the moon. It's the devil. And all these cards fell out. I'm not going to take those. Energy still, it just feels so heavy. Five of Wands, totality. Three of Pentacles, guidance. What's Judgment in reverse? Oh gosh, that came out faster. Ten of Pentacles. Page of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Tower. Judgment in reverse. It's, oh my god, that's a lot of cards too. King of Wands, the Creator. Again, the Tower. Eight of Swords underneath of that. Guilt. Four of Cups. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, Star, and Judgment again. They're saying back in time. It's like you want to go back in time to reverse a decision. You're fighting within yourself. With the Five of Wands here, the Five of Wands on the Page of Pentacles and the Moon card, there's this like internal conflict about a job or about an opportunity or about something that you did for money, or for a new opportunity, for a job with the devil there. You chose material, something about the 3D world. but something about that led to this like fear, 43 on the timer, this like hoarding mentality almost. Like it's not enough, or it's not good enough, or with the devil, though, it's like the choice that you made it doesn't feel aligned to you, though. It put you in this weird energy of like being on pause, being stuck, being stagnant, afraid, needing to like hoard things, hide money even. It's like, it's almost like you're even hiding money. Or like trying to scrimp every little bit, every little crumb that you possibly can. 44 on the timer. But there's this internal conflict about this decision that you made, and it's like you want to go back in time to reverse that decision. It's like you're replaying inside of your mind. There's not a lot of mental inside your energy, like this like, how did I get here? What went wrong? Almost. And you don't know who to trust. It's like you went through something. This was a past energy of something that happened, and you're trying to reverse a decision. There's like this silence that is killing you almost. This silence is deafening, I'm hearing. And what you're going through right now is the direct impact or judgment or karma from this decision that you made in this devil energy. Like, you made a decision to go in a certain direction, or maybe you were led astray or led to believe something by a King of Wands energy, some sort of a leader, a mentor, a boss, someone who seemed like they know they knew what they were talking about. Or you wanted what they had, like you were looking at them like, oh my God, I want to be that, right? But they were this like devil energy that kind of led you astray with the devil card here and put you in this hanged man position. Hanged man can also be this like energy of enlightenment, like, oh my God, I know where I went wrong, or having a different perspective on something now that you're free from something. You can now look at everything that you've just gone through and be more objective about how you got to where you're at. But right now you're in this energy of like self-preservation, protecting yourself, not really knowing who to trust, not really knowing where to go, not knowing who you can count on, who you can tell this story to, who you can like there's this need for this emotional release. Like, it's like you're all pent up, all this energy is pent up and anxious and exhausted and nervous and stressed, and like your body is calling for this release. It needs to cry, it needs a release, it needs someone to trust, it needs to literally maybe fall into the arms of someone that you love, that you care about, that will see you and believe you and like just hold you. I just feel like you need to be held. Who are these? What's this over here? We have the 10, we are the world. The 10 of Pentacles could be family, right? It came out with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So it could be a person who's very intuitive, very nurturing, who you see as very intuitive, nurturing, caring, mothering, loving, maybe family, someone that you see as a family. With the 10 of Pentacles, because the 10 of Pentacles is like a family or generation card, like can talk about generational wealth, right? It could be somebody, the Page of Cups could be a child as well, or just a confirmation that this person has a lot of water in their chart, or is, you know, a water sign. Where's the other? Okay, let's just see. What's this? Queen of Cups, Page of Cups. Oh gosh, that flew out really fast. Oh. The Three of Wands. Somebody that you're at a distance with, that you're trying to get to. I think this is like somebody, or I think it's a person or family that you're trying to get to. They're all the way over here, right? You're trying to climb up this ladder, overcome these things, something to get to them. Like you want to get there, but it's so far off in the distance, but they're like your guiding light almost. This light in the clock tower. And time is of the essence almost, but... And then we have the Page of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Someone that you're not talking to with the Five of Swords under that. Someone that you haven't been talking to for a while. Could be your child with the Page of Coins here. Maybe you've been gone for a really long time, traveling. Or maybe you've been in prison, in jail for a long time and haven't been able to communicate. The Hermit. Yeah, you've been gone for a really long time, isolated from these people, from your family. You've almost had to isolate yourself for some reason. There's something that has kept you away. Yeah, Empress, King of Wands. Empress here. It could be the mother of your child or a mother figure. Six of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely a relationship. King of Swords. Six of Cups, King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There's something about certainty I'm hearing. Like if you weren't certain before, you're certain now, or you have more certainty. 111 on the timer about the... Oh my God, look at this Page of Cups. And then the crow up here. I was talking about that big crow. Or raven. The thing is huge there too. Six of Cups is a card of reconciliation. It's also the card of soulmates. Someone from your childhood, or a child, or childhood, or inner child, your inner child even. Maybe nurturing your inner child. Maybe this Queen of Cups, Empress energy, is somebody that can help you nurture your inner child. Whatever this is, there's a lot of love there. Like love and healing. These people that you're trying to get to, whether it's family or a mother and a child, or the mother of your child, or family, or something like that you've been away from for a long time. Returning home will provide a lot of nurturing and healing. And you see that now, whereas maybe before you didn't see that. But with the King of Wands energy, maybe you were stuck, you got caught up in something else. But the King of Swords energy at the bottom of the deck is like whatever you went through has now brought you more clarity about who you are and where you belong. But you're holding back with the Four of Pentacles there. You're holding back from them again because of something that you went through, I think, that has really hurt you and has made you question yourself, your reality even. And it's almost like you're going to need to go back to this place, maybe after being in prison or away, or, with nothing, like with literally the clothes on your back. Look at with this figure literally leaving their pack behind, leaving something behind, having to drop their load, but following your guidance, following your spirit guides, following the signs, following joy and love. Follow the sound. I'm hearing like follow the sound of children laughing, like a child laughing. Yeah, this figure just like leaving it was too heavy, dropping something and showing up with the clothes on their back, like going into the unknown, leaving a compound. I'm hearing something going into the unknown, but knowing that you'll be safe and cared for with the deer here, nurtured, right? Following your guides there. You are loved. With the Queen of Cups, oh yeah, 15, right? That came out here, all these flowers around here. You're so loved. I think you're more loved than you know. With the Queen of Cups, if this is who I think it is, it's somebody from your past you haven't seen in a while, someone that you really love. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, And the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate. You've had many lives together. They love you more than you realize, I think. 54 on the timer. And I'm just seeing like you feel really ashamed for making some sort of choice and then being judged for that choice, whether it's by the divine because something happened that you found yourself in a situation that you weren't really expecting, that caused you a lot of pain and suffering, and now has led you to this place of isolation and feeling really alone, feeling like you don't have anything or anybody to trust or lean on. What's the advice, please? 6. This is like the 6 of Cups with the fish here. 17 and 8 at the bottom of the deck. It could be a child that you're missing. Again, this figure holding this something to her chest. Fish represents abundance, and then we have the number 7 plus 1 is 8 over here, the number of abundance, material wealth and stuff. Yeah, it's like you've been locked away in some sort of ivory tower, isolated from the world at a great distance, almost against your will or tricked. I'm just feeling a squeezing on my heart. It's squeezing. And you needing this like release, some sort of emotional release. What's the advice? What advice can I give? There's a lot of information that came in this reading, but like, what's the advice I can give you? No, I already know that. We have the 5 of Pentacles, so feeling like an outsider, feeling like you've lost out, feeling like you're an outsider looking in, feeling kind of like a fool. The Master, which is an extra card in this deck. And then anxiety, or the 9 of losing sleep, feeling really restless. But we also have completion, or the world, like that's coming to an end. This situation was a huge karmic lesson, but also a very deep spiritual lesson, soul lesson that your soul wanted to learn in this life. It's something that you actually, I know it seems silly, but it's like your soul agreed to this type of a scenario. Maybe not specifically, but this type of a scenario here. You and your soulmate. Yeah, you're having a lot of guilt about what happened with the 8 of Swords and the guilt card there. About the decision that you made. Oh my God, yeah, but this is all coming to an end with the World card, the completion card here. You've learned what you needed to learn. Now it's about integrating the experience into your soul, into your body, regulating your emotions, really feeling into this pain, into this lesson, and letting go of all of the expectations of what you thought you would be or needed or wanted or whatever those expectations are of yourself, and then to move forward with anticipation, knowing that you actually deserve so much, that you actually are worthy and deserve love, and that there is forgiveness out there for you. We have breakthrough, which is the Chariot in this deck. Number 11 though. So number 11, then we have participation with number 4, which is the 11-11 card. So we have like 11-11-11 here. Which is the wish fulfillment sort of number. It's like miracles. It's also the participation for number 4 of Wands is the like marriage card, the twin flame card, foundations, a home, right? It could be like moving into a new home or getting a new home or having a new solid foundation with this person, with your family. Ace of Swords, some sort of communication. There's like this breakthrough in communication that's going to happen, and some sort of celebration with this person as well. Could be marriage, right? We have the 1111 card, the marriage card, and the celebration card, which is about like a family celebration too. Queen of Swords, somebody who's very wise, discerning, intelligent, thoughtful, perceptive, you know. And then new vision. So again, with the vision card, new vision, this is the Hanged Man in this deck. A new perspective, right? A new perspective on yourself, harmony, right? A breakthrough, enlightenment after a very tough cycle, harmony, love, fulfillment. The Ten of Cups is the harmony card. It's that, and the Ten of Pentacles are the two best cards in the tarot. They're like completely enlightened and aligned with your true and authentic self. So that was a big reading. I want to give you a big hug. You're so worthy of love, no matter what happened. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry after what you went through, you know. I want to give you a big hug, sending you so much love. Like the video if it resonated. Comment below, let me know. Send me an email if you want to let me know how it resonated. And if you want to book a reading or a spiritual guidance session with me, you can go to my website, and all the information is in the description box below, and you can buy stuff there on my website. All right, have a great day. Again, big hug, and I'll see you next time.